Hey, everybody, this is DMP Speaks coming at you, and you are locked into Fire 716 Radio. Guys, I need you to do me a favor. Follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Facebook, that's YouTube, that's Instagram, and that's TikTok at DMP Speaks. Now, let's get into this conversation today. Let's go.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm so glad to be with you on this afternoon. Welcome to Speak Out Loud radio show on Fire. Let me say it again properly. Fire 716 radio. Listen, I want you before we start the show, I want you to go download the app. Download that app at Android or Apple Store. You do not want to miss this show, all the incredible other shows, and everything that this radio show is doing for the community. Fire 716. You don't want to miss it. So let me introduce myself properly. My name is David M. Pinkston, but I go by the name of DMP Speaks. I'm an empowerment speaker. I'm a board certified Christian counselor, but I'm also a family restoration specialist, which just mainly means a family coach. I come to rebuild and grow your family dynamic. And this is Speak Out Loud Radio. Listen, I'm so glad to be with you on this afternoon. So the topic that I want to jump into is titled, Do You Still Want It? And if you do, then go after it. That's the topic for the day. And let me repeat for the people in the back. Do you still want it? Is what I'm asking you. And if that is your answer and your answer is yes, then go after it. Now, I like to start with either an affirmation or a quote. Today, I picked out a quote, and this quote comes from Doreen Virtue, and she says, It's not enough to just dream of your ideas. You've got to take action to bring about their creation. Let me say that one more time. This quotes this quote starts with, it's not enough to just to dream about your ideas, right? You've got to take action to bring about their creation. So what is that saying? What it says to me is, and I hope that you get this today, we cannot just be dreamers, we have to be dream creators and activators. We can't just have a dream anymore because time is passing us by, and that time that we have and we think we have so much time, we don't have the time like we thought we did 20, 30 years ago. We literally, when we get an idea, we got to make sure this is something that we're supposed to do as a part of our purpose, as a part of our life's work, and we got to be dream creators. And then once you start to create that dream, you have to activate that dream. You have to be an activator. So we can't only just talk about our dreams, right? We also have to be building while we're thinking. Again, the topic is, do you still want it? Do you still want that dream? Do you still want that goal to happen? Then go after it. Now, my question to you all, and I'm going to ask you a few questions, and this is all rhetorical questions for you to really think. The first question that I have, what are you giving your energy to? Let me say that one more time. Let me pose this question to you again. What are you giving your energy to? If you're giving your energy to something that's draining you and is draining your vision and is draining your dreams, I would tell that person or persons to keep that same energy over there because I don't have time for it and you shouldn't have time for it. Now, what does that mean? Sometimes we give our energy to the right people, but a lot of times we give our energy to the wrong people, to the wrong places, and to the wrong things, to the wrong conversations, to the wrong anything if you could think about it. We give our time and our effort to the wrong thing, and then we're expecting great things to come from what we put out. But we have to be very careful. The ideas and the thoughts and the energy that we put into something that's not going to give us a good return. I want you to have a better return of what you put out, what you produce, and what you're putting out. You should be able to reproduce the good tidings. You should be able to reproduce the good thoughts. You should be able to reproduce something that comes from you. But if you don't have that energy, and that energy is going to into a wrong place, or gossip, or negativity, or downtrodden somebody else, you don't you're giving off bad energy. And why did I title this today, if you still want it, go after it? Sometimes we put our energy into certain places and we're not getting back what we need, and you don't have time to worry about what others, if they agree or disagree on your dream, because it's yours. Let me slow down a little bit. It is yours. You don't have time to worry if others agree to your dream or not, because it is yours. It is because if it's it's because of the things that we all deal with, which is pressure, depression, anxiety. We all have dealt with it, right? We all have, in one instance or another, have dealt with some of these things. But if you're serious about your dreams and your goals, if you have goals for your family, if you have goals for your marriage, if you have goals for your money, you can't wait for other people to agree with you to say it's okay to go after it. You have to go after it, and sometimes you might have to go after it by yourself. Sometimes you might have to go along with your dream by yourself, because some people might not get it. And all you have time right now is to build and execute. We don't have time. You don't have time to waste, is what I'm saying. And we can be wasters because we are wasting our time on, oh gosh, we're wasting our time on bad relationships, friendships. We're wasting our time on platonic relationships. We're wasting our time at different jobs, and we know it's time to go, but we are complacent and we won't move because we're so used to just being at a certain place. So we got to be able to make some changes in our lives, right? It's time to build, and once you build it, you got to execute it. And sometimes you got to, again, sometimes you have to build and execute and start off, and not start over again, but reproduce it. Sometimes you got to do that. Again, is it your family that you're building? Are you building your marriage up? Are you building your children up? That's what you're supposed to be doing. If you're the head, whether you're the father or the mother, you're supposed to be building your family up. Are you building that business up? Or did you let that business idea go because you felt that other people gonna think it's stupid? Your idea is not dumb, it's not ignorant, it's yours. And because it's yours, you have to do something about it. You have to be able to produce. Sometimes we're not producing these great ideas that we have because we're worrying about what people are going to say, or how people are going to like it or not like it. Now, I'm not saying every idea that I've had was a cash cow and everybody's going to like it, but I know I thought and I said, this is what I want to do, and I'm passionate about helping families. I'm passionate about serving people, and people might not agree with what I'm about to do, but it's not their journey. It's mine, and it's not their journey, it's yours. Are you going after loving yourself and developing yourself and investing in yourself? See, we get scared when we talk about investing in ourselves, because let's be honest, in our society, we never really been told to invest in ourselves. A lot of times we've been told to invest in others. invest in this group and invest in that group and invest your money here or invest your time in here. But when is the last time you invested in yourself? When is the last time you said, I'm going to do something that's going to benefit me? And it sounds selfish, but it's really not selfish. You're taking inventory of what yourself needs, your desires, and you're doing something about it. And you're not just talking, because talk, and they say talk is cheap. No, talk is expensive. I feel like talk is expensive, Frank, because you can do all the talking that you want to do, and it can cost you because you are wasting that time that you can't get back. You can't get that. You can't get that time back. So you have to execute. You got to build, and you got to execute. Whatever it is, build it. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You got some entrepreneurs out there. My time my time is limited. I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Well, find out how to do it. Get the information. Get a coach. Right? Get somebody. Get a financial coach if you really want to learn how to help people with their investing in their financial needs. If you are really into psychology and mental health, go to school. Get a certification. Get a degree. Build it. If you really want it, you got to go after it. You want to go back and get your master's? Do that. And I'm going to say this on air. This is my first time really saying it. I was afraid, everybody. I was afraid to go to school, back to school for my master's degree because I haven't been since 2015 when I graduated here from the University of Buffalo. And I said to myself, because my counselor at that time, won't say his name on air to be respectful, but my counselor at UB, he said, because of your GPA, you'll never be able to get into the master's program. And when he said it to me, it devastated me. It devastated me because I said that was one of my dreams. That was one of my goals. I wanted to get my master's. And I said to myself, well, if I don't get my master's, it's okay. It's not a big deal. So I read it off. I got my bachelor's and I said, well, maybe that's okay. I made my family proud because I was able to go to the University of Buffalo and I got my bachelor's. So that's enough. And I worked. But then in the back of my mind, everybody, I said to myself, man, I wish I had an opportunity to go back to school because I know that I wanted my degree. I know I wanted something. I know I wanted the more of the information. I know I wanted the more skills. I know I wanted more skills. I know I wanted to grow academically. But again, I didn't make a choice. And I said I wanted it, but I didn't really go after it. So what did I do? I waited 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I said, this year, Frank, I can't make no more excuses. If I want to go after this, I got to do this. Am I nervous? Was I nervous to apply for the master's program? Yes. Did I think I was going to fail when I was doing it? I did. I'll be honest, because I allow fear to come in. I allow anxiety to come in. But you know what I did? I saw this infomercial for Liberty University online. And I said, and I was praying to God. I said, I want to go back to school, but I don't know how to. I have a family now. I work full time. I do ministry. How am I going to have the time to go back? I ain't going to have no time. But when you have a will, there's always a way. And I remember putting the information in. This is just a few weeks ago, everybody. So this is not like 2-3 years ago. And I said, it's either now or never. I don't want to get to my 70s and 80s and 90s and said, what if I would have just tried? More than just try, what if I just did it? What if I just put the information in? What is it going to hurt? Who is it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anyone. So, everybody, I took my fears and I threw them away. I took my excuses and I threw them away as well. And I signed up on Liberty University about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks now, and I registered for classes for my master's in social work. What I'm saying to you is, and I said all that to say, do you still want it? If you do want it, go after it. Now I'm going after my master's. Was I the most smartest kid in school? No. But when I applied myself, nobody could stop me. See, when you apply yourself, when you don't allow anything to get in your way, even you, your excuses, your distractions, because sometimes we can have distractions and we don't make excuses for our distractions. And I said, no more. No more excuses, no more distractions. If I want this degree, no matter how old I am, and I'm almost 40, doesn't matter the age. It matters the heart that I have, the passion that I have, and making the decision. So what am I saying? I want to give you these 3 things to help you go after it. Now you might be saying, well, how can I? How can I go after what I want? My answer is yes, but how do I do this? Well, this is what worked for me. And this is number 1, and I'm going to give this to you. Explore what you want and think about it, because this is your dreams. This is your goal. This is not a race. This is a marathon. So you got to explore really what you want to do, and really sit on that thing and you really think about it. Because don't do it because your friend wants you to do it. Don't do it because your mama or your daddy wants you to do it. Do it because this is what you want to do. This is what you were destined to do. So you got to explore what you want in life, whatever goal that you have, and you got to think about it. You got to ponder on it. You got to make sure this is what you want to do. Once you do that, you got to find out what it's going to take for you to achieve that particular goal. Again, I just gave you an example of me. If I want my master's, well, what do I have to do? There's certain things that I'm going to have to let go eventually. It's going to hurt, but there's going to be some things I'm going to have to let go. I'm going to have to read more. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm reading more books on social work. What am I doing? I'm cutting down my TV. I love Netflix and chill with my wife, but there's certain things I'm going to have to cut down. And then also, I have to get my mind ready. So what am I saying to you? You got to get your mind ready. You got to make some decisions. Am I going to keep doing this and that's going to hinder me from my goal? Some stuff is going to have to be let go. Some people, some places, some things that you're involved in, it's going to have to let go, because you got to be so focused on your goal. You have to literally fall in love with your goals, not just your dreams, but your goals. And you have to do all that you can to achieve those goals, whatever those goals are. And the last thing is you got to execute. When you find out what it's going to take to achieve those goals, you got to execute. And like I said at the beginning of this session, nobody's going to do it for you. You got to do it yourself. Even when you don't feel like it. There are things that I'm doing right now I do not feel like doing it. I like sleep. I like rest. But nobody else is going to do it for me. I want to live a certain way. Nobody's going to do that for me. Nobody's going to take care of my mom that like the way that I am. I got to do something about it. I got to make a certain amount. If I want to take care of my family, there's certain things I got to do. I got to be mentally prepared. I got to be spiritually prepared. I have to be mentally and emotionally prepared. So again, you got to explore what you want, and you got to think about it and make the right decision on what you want to do. After that, you got to find out what it's going to take to achieve that goal. And then the third thing is execute, execute, execute when you don't feel like it. When you know you got to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning and you want to sleep, right? And that sleep is good. But if it is it going to put money in your pocket? Is it going to help your family? Is it going to change your life? That extra sleep, is that going to change your life? Yeah, the only thing is going to change is going to make things worse. You're not going to be able to go after that bag, or you're not going to be able to go after that particular thing because you're allowing sleep to be your God. It's that or that excuse to be your reason why you're not succeeding. And the last thing I want to give you, let nothing stand in your way, not even yourself. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy because we don't know, or we don't recognize, or we don't want to recognize, let's be honest, that we can be standing in our own way with our own excuses, on our own devices. We got to stop getting in our own way. We got to stop sabotaging ourselves. We got to stop sabotaging our present day and our future, because you're not hindering just you. You're hindering somebody else that you're supposed to be helping, and you're putting their lives in jeopardy because you're putting your goals in jeopardy. Sometimes we have to move out our own way, and we have to just believe. So if you want this, as I close, if you still want this, then you got to go after it. You can't let nothing or no one stand in your way. Do what is necessary. It sounds like I'm fussing, but what is it going to take for you to go after your dreams and your goals? What is your vision for your life? What do you want to say? What do you want to do? What do you want people to say when you're gone? What legacy do you want to leave here when you are no longer here, or not able or capable of doing the things that you could do and not do them now? Because time waits for no man. Stop waiting for the right moment. This is your moment. I'll say that again. Stop waiting for the right moment, because that right moment is going to pass you, or it has passed. But thank God that he gives us another opportunity to come back around and give us another chance. Some of you are listening right now and saying, I know that this is my time to do what I have been destined to do. And you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot wait on time, because time will leave you. Time waits on no man. And because it waits on no man, you will waste 5-10 years that you can't get back. You don't want to be old in your late 70s, 80s, and 90s trying to go and do your purpose. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I'm not saying that you can't, God can't grace you. He can grace you. But there's certain things that you have, if you have the strength now, you're young, you're vibrant. If you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, or your 50s, or even your 60s. But if you have that opportunity now, just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. Go after it. Do you still want it? Then go after it. And I believe that you can. And I'm not just saying it just to say it. I believe that you can. Again, do you still want it? If the answer is yes, then go after it. Love you guys.
So much for spending time with me on Speak Out Loud. I hope that I inspired you, motivated you, and I want to help you become the best version that you can be. Please follow me on all my social media outlets: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, at DMP Speaks. But I want you guys to have wonderful